My name's Bhathena. I'm in third year doing international social policy.
Thanks very much, Kat. Why did you decide to look for a job placement?
I thought it would be interesting, thought it'd be a challenge, something a bit different, and I thought ultimately making contacts with people in the professional world would be a benefit and hopefully get me a job.
Great. Was it hard to get a work placement?
Yes, it was. Our work placement was specifically in the charity sector. So it was quite difficult because a lot of the organisations I approached didn't feel they had the capacity or the money and all the kind of, the people to supervise me. I think also it was a bit tricky because it wasn't a kind of normal work placement, it was a research placement really. And so it was a different kind of thing that we were being asked to do. It wasn't kind of just going in and making tea and coffee. It was actually going in and accessing confidential things and doing a whole project on it. So there was a trust thing. So it was quite important to kind of know the organisation to know you to get that placement.
What job did you actually get in the end?
I worked for Kyros in Soho, which is a LGBT charity group, and I was a research assistant.
Okay, what did that actually involve?
Well, I was looking into one of the groups that they ran, which was a women's voice group. So it was kind of researching the group, the work they did, and advocating for it, giving it some validity, because ultimately we wanted to try and get them funding, just the group individually, as opposed to the whole charity.
Was the placement work formally assessed?
What do you mean by formally assessed?
By lsbu, was it given any credit towards the qualification?
Well, it was a whole unit, so we did a proposal that was a certain percentage of our final mark, and then we've got a 3,000 to 4,000 word project to write up on it. So that will be a unit of our work. So yeah.
What support did you receive from lsbu before and during the placement?
Well, it was my tutor who had the links with the organisation, so he introduced us and helped us get the placement in the first place. And then we've had meetings over the course of the semester with him to report back and to talk about things and how it's going.
What did you find positive aspects of the placement?
Meeting new intelligent, highly organised people. No, it was all good. It was a growing experience. You get to know, just to have the experience of working in a professional organisation, seeing how how things work in the real world, I guess. It was very enlightening.
Were there any negative aspects of it?
I wouldn't want to say anything was negative. We all grow from all our experiences.
Okay.
It was a very small organisation, and so it was, again, I wouldn't necessarily say it's negative, but it was something that I learned was the kind of problems that you have as a very small organisation with limited money. People the majority of people were working part-time, so everything was a little bit slower, process to get things done, and it was slower getting things done, but it felt a little bit more hectic in that there was a lot of stuff to get done. That's a good thing to know and a good thing to learn from, and identify their kind of, the problems with funding such a kind of marginalised group.
Oh, definitely. How do you think you've developed as a result of doing this placement?
I think that's kind of how, so it was a whole new experience. There's a new sector that I knew nothing about. So yeah, just kind of seeing how that works and the issues that they may face if I ever wanted to run my own charity group. It's good to hold that in mind and realise the kind of, the difficulties in it.
Yeah. Would you recommend doing a placement to other students?
Yeah, I think I would. I'd recommend it with an air of caution. I think the thing with this unit is it's very unique to anything else you do at uni, which is in the sense that you're basically on your own. you do your work placement, and although you have support from your tutor, there aren't lectures, there aren't books, so you've got to be really self-motivated and really driven to get it done. And it's that in itself makes it much harder, I think, than anything else that we've done so far. So I think you've got to bear that in mind and make sure that's the kind of student you are. And I think also making sure that you get a placement with a charity group that you're really interested in, so that it comes full circle. You can use it for your dissertation and make those links for future employment. I think that's really important. But it's a great experience. So
that's great, Kat. Thanks very much indeed.